Hey YouTube, this is a review of my 2005 Chevy Silverado 1500. I got this truck 2.5 years ago. It already had 220,000 miles at the time, and I've brought it all the way up to 260 now. This one has the L33, that's 8th digit B in the VIN. It's a aluminum block 5.3 with flat top pistons, 799 heads, and a slightly more aggressive camshaft. It's got 310 horsepower, pretty decent for the time. It's enough for me to have a little fun with it driving around. Here's the inside, leather. It's an LT. You see with the miles it's gotten a torn up seat, but other than that, the interior looks really good. The steering wheel, it's in fine condition, not ripped up at all. The buttons, they still look nice. They don't always work, but they're not gross like some of them are. It's got the automatic climate control. I really like that. I put in a Kenwood stereo with Bluetooth. I had to get a really expensive connector to make everything work with the Bose sound and all that. But it works with that factory amp. This sub in here still works. And the steering wheel controls. I can skip songs, change the volume, even with that new stereo. All in all, speakers, stereo, connector cost me $500. But I think it was worth it. Here's the top. You can see they don't have the big overhead consoles anymore by this time. I think they were cheaping out. And same with the moldings, they're just black, even though it's the LT. For 2005, they made a few changes on these trucks. They went back to drum brakes in the back. I've heard different stories. One is cost cutting, another is people driving on the gravel with the four-wheel discs. They were getting rocks caught up in there and complaining. But I do not prefer drums. I think they're just they're not as good. They're just for old cars. But in return, they did increase the size of the front rotors. I think they're 13-inch. So with the caliper, you must run at least a 17-inch wheel. But that helps a lot with the stopping power versus the 99 to 04 types. Even with the rear drums, the stopping is overall better. And it's good enough, it almost feels like a car. It's just the pedal, it's a little squishier with the drums in the back. I'll show you under the hood. Here's proof that it's the L33. See right there, the B. You can see the hood, it's got a little fading on the paint. Even these headlights, I replaced them with the factory GM headlights 2.5 years ago, and look at that, they're already fading again. And the fog lights, they're getting moisture in them. I'm not pleased. They're all from China. Here's the old L33. It's been pretty good to me, but it is leaking a lot of oil. I've done a round of spark plugs on it. I did the serpentine belt, alternator, battery, various little things to keep it going. Never had any coolant leaks, so I haven't had to do a water pump, radiator, or anything like that. I've been running synthetic oil just to extend the engine life a little bit. Another thing that's nice on the 05s, look at, it's got electric fans, stock. So no more robbing your engine power when it's hot out. Or to run the AC. The AC actually works better with the electric fans. And it does work fine on this one, even at 260,000 miles. So I've gotten a lot of use out of this truck. Not for free, of course. I've had to fix various stuff on there. But overall, it's been really good for what I paid. Every once in a while you can find a deal on an old truck like this. It's not too beat up. Then for a few thousand you can have a good daily driver. Here's some of that rust it's got. It's gotten bad enough. I'll show you on the doors. It's the bottoms of the door skins are getting rusty too. So at this point I have given up hope on having it all fixed. I think it would make more financial sense to just sell it and buy a rust-free example. Even if it's double the cost, I think it would be better than trying to fix all this. You saw I have my dog bed in the back. It works perfect for a medium-sized dog. You fold the rear seat up and she can have her rides with me. I've replaced the tires once. They're already getting low again, right around 6-30 seconds left on there. But the tires being 17-inch wheels were only $500-600 at Walmart. It's not bad. I've done a decent amount of towing with the truck. Nothing huge, just U-Haul trailers. And it'll do it, but with the 5.3, especially in the wind or on steep hills, you just gotta keep going down to second gear, third gear, and with only 4 to pick from, it's kind of annoying. You have to put in above 3,000 RPM for sure to get some real power out of it. I wish they would have done more 6 liters on these trucks. It's really hard to find those. I've got a true dual exhaust, 2.5-inch catback. No mufflers, 4-inch tips. Just the right sound for me. Makes it fun to drive around, but it's not so crazy that it hurts your own ears. I got LED taillights. The ones that came on it were kind of messed up, worn out looking, so I bought these on Amazon. But after 2.5 years, they're working fine. The box, it's a little beat up, but it's not terrible. It never had a liner or a mat, nothing. But the truck did have a topper or a camper cover when I bought it, but I took that right off. It was funny, me and my brother were lifting it together and he dropped his side and we busted the rear glass of that shell, so I had to give it away for free. But just taking that off made it feel faster and less weighed down in the back, rode nicer. I keep the tires aired up to about 40 pounds so it feels a bit more like a sports car, a bit firm handling. So I've had multiple police cars and now I have a Camaro. I just like that firm feel. Here's the other side rust. It's starting to get bad. It was not rusted through when I bought it, except for like way in the back on the cab corners, but it just gets worse. You drive in the winter, even when you're washing it every week or so, once the rust has started, it's not gonna get any better. It'll just keep getting worse. The main issues on this truck now are an oil leak, airbag light is on, and the 4-wheel drive, for some reason in 4 high and 4 low, it's not engaging the front wheels, but somehow it makes it work in auto. I've got a new encoder motor on it and a 4-wheel drive switch, so I'm not sure where to turn at this point. Oil leak, it's the rear main seal. I've already replaced the oil pan, and I was trying to do the rear main seal, but in a driveway it's really difficult and you could get hurt, so I gave up on that. It's got a few other things like a front axle seal, a CV boot. Nothing huge, just enough small things that I'm not sure I want to keep spending money on it, because I already upgraded to a new car. So my plan is to drive that while I sell this and look for a nicer Silverado, no rust. But overall, for the money, I think this was a great buy. 40,000 miles I've gotten out of it, all for 3,500 bucks. So let me know what you guys think. I'm sure a lot of you agree that these GMT 800s are tough to beat. And this will not be my last. I just want a cleaner one. Thanks, guys.